Hey guys, welcome in. I'm Gerald Tabby, and today we're going to be addressing what I'd like to call the misinformation of BDO in 2023 rather than the state of BDO. I've been seeing a few of these videos pop out. It's like, oh, it's the start of a new year. Let's see which game we can try and pull apart and see what the state of it is. Some of them have been pretty good, to be honest, and I don't want to watch the full video. I think quite a lot of content creators are currently, the video creators are currently watching this video and kind of picking stuff apart. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm purposely going to kind of target the part that I would class as the bad sides of BDO and the what I would call the misinformation, because I think that's the important thing to address. And then I can give my reasons for why I would defend it. So we're going to watch this part from this part of the video. I'm not saying we're skipping stuff here because it's like information he's really got us there. It's because this part, I think if you're a new player and you watched this video and this was the only source that you'd seen, it might put you off the game, when it doesn't have to, because a lot of this stuff is wrong. So this video has been made by someone who has just played it as a new player, and they've taken a lot of information from another creator. I think Kira is the one he's saying he gets a lot of his information, but the video he's referring to is quite old now, so that's why I'm gonna try and give some up-to-date information. So let's see.
Recover them at the stable master. It's like a whole game.
So this part is just talking
really
about
cool.
the mount.
A little bit of the monetization does
side.
come from the improvement of your mount, which we will talk about later, but it's not really a big deal to me because initially this is really cool. They also really vibe with the sermons in this game.
Yeah, so like then it was you were just finishing talking about the like mount system in the game, and actually stating that it's a positive. Like it's pretty cool system in video. There's a lot of depth to like your horses and mounts. So he's not entirely criticizing the video, and there's some points he makes that are very good and very, very reasonable. I'm just purposely going to get to this next bit because
got him saying nay men. Am I
it's
right?
a bit funny.
Please subscribe. Hey friends, I want to take a quick moment to talk about kind of the big M-shaped elephant in the room with Black Desert.
Here we go.
And its monetization.
We're diving in.
That it's worth taking a little bit of time to put a disclaimer here. Some people genuinely do not care about the monetization in this game. It doesn't.
This is true.
And that's completely.
This is
fine.
true.
One thing that bothers me about the way that we've been conditioned to treat one another in recent years is that we can't seem to disagree about something but also respect someone else's
This is also true.
decisions. And
I don't want this to sound like an attack. It's just clearing up some things. Because in this guy's defense, he's a brand new player. So he's in a stage of struggling to get into the game. There's some stuff he doesn't understand, or there's some stuff he's looking up. I mean, he admits this in the video earlier, but he's looking up other people's videos to help. So he's just seeing other people's old information for some of this.
Or even maybe because of its monetization. I genuinely respect you, and I hope that this game brings you a ton of happiness.
It does. That's why we play it.
To me, as a person, isn't determined by what MMO you play, what monetization style you like. So I hope that you and I can agree to disagree in a respectable way. And I would genuinely love to hear your take in the comments.
Yeah, like, that's fine. It's just I don't like spreading false information. That's where I kind of draw a line between your opinion on, making some content with your opinion, saying, oh, monetization is bad. That's fair enough. Some people don't like monetization. That's fine.
But hey,
just don't spread the wrong information.
Let's jump into the most controversial element of it. Now,
okay, let's go.
About monetization in Black Desert Online is a subject that could be talked about for hours and is highly controversial. I'm going to do my best.
Most of the quality of this video, I've put it up. I've turned it up.
I want to give a massive shout out to Kira TV and Lord Squidius for their really helpful videos.
See,
on monetization.
like a year ago, a lot has changed in a year, and that was 21.1, so it was talking about the previous year.
Designer working on Black Desert, and you asked Pearl Abyss how much monetization they wanted in their game. Their answer would be yes. When it comes to monetization, Pearl Abyss has decided to eat its cake and have it too, and then eat it again. There is a box price for this game.
This is where I need to.
The box price is often on sale, but this will cost you between $10 and $50. Not too bad, very normal in the MMO. But there is more.
Yeah, the fact that the game is free a lot of the time. In fact, I think it either it's just finished this week or it still is. It's free. It's in, as far as I'm aware, this game is free at least twice a year. Like, I'm sure that there's like the anniversary of the game and Christmas is free at least. And then there's massive discounts.
There's also an optional, but you'd be done not to have it, $15 per month subscription in the form of a value pack with all the benefits that I'll show you on the screen now. These will help you in your life skills, in PvP grinds, and would be considered pretty essential at endgame to have.
Yeah, like this is true. Your value pack is like a subscription. It gives you a lot of really good bonuses. But I'm going to come back to this because this is really important. Because there's also some stuff that he doesn't mention, which to a new player might scared and thinking, I have to pay this money. It's not entirely true, and there's more depth.
Now we're approaching the Final Fantasy and ESO and WoW realms. Not horrific, but this is where it really starts to go downhill. Because thirdly and sadly,
what is he doing with his camera?
This is a always to win game with the developers going out of their way to arbitrarily inconvenience their players to get them to pay more money and a lot of money. Now, in order to understand this, you have to understand that this game is not like Western MMOs with its end game, where the grinding at end game leads to a goal, like a raid boss clear.
See,
in this game, grinding is the end game. You set personal goals for yourself as a player, and then you grind to achieve those things.
Personal goals, yes, definitely. In fact, it's one of the reasons I play this game more than other MMOs, because you are setting your own personal goals. Small, it's a good objective to have because you're setting them yourself. You're not being made to do them with like mundane tasks. You set yourself goals. Like, that is true, but the end game is not just to get to another grind spot. Yeah, that will help you earn more money in the game. It'll help you get better items, especially if you're in Elvia. You start grinding for, to make cups to upgrade your accessories and stuff like that. But it's different per person. There's a lot in the game. PvP is actually what most would say is the end game, being geared enough to take part in siege wars and stuff like that. There are dungeons in the game, so you definitely would be wanting to get geared enough to do the dungeons. Open world PvP as well, like you want to be able to just go to a grind spot and challenge someone and be geared enough to win, so you get that grind spot. Like, there's many different things in the game, but if you're a life skiller, then end game for you is upgrading all your life skilling and reaching them levels and earning more money because you're a different mastery. So you can access better grind spots later on in the game, but that's not what the end game is. There is a lot more to it.
Now, love it or hate it, that's just kind of how this game and a lot of other Eastern MMOs tend to work. Now, knowing that, essentially there are 3 endless end game grinds that are made extremely inconvenient to the player unless you spend cash. The first 2 are PvE mob grinding, which is where you go in a big circle and kill things and try to avoid mechanics, and you earn gold and power that way. And then there's life skill grinding, like fishing, trapping, farming, things like that, where you're kind of more of a crafter.
Okay,
now,
so let's see what it says.
Without paying real money for the armor sets that are found only in the store that give necessary bonuses to level these skills at anything higher than a snail's pace, and pay...
What?
that give necessary bonuses to level these skills at anything higher than a snail's pace. Skill grinding, like fishing,
he's saying this is in the cash shop,
farming, things like that, where you're kind of more of a crafter. Now, without paying real money for the
real money
sets that are found only
so he's
in
on
the
about the
store
pill shop.
Necessary bonuses to level these skills at anything higher than a snail's pace, and paying real
this
money
is
for
just completely not true.
Required gems as you level up for those.
And gems? Sorry, gems? Right, sorry, we're actually going to have to just load up video at this point. I have to give you guys some reference to us. Sorry, right. in the pearl shop, we will come back to the videos. I just have to address this whilst it's here. In the pearl shop, so here we are in the pearl shop, and let's say you want a premium outfit, which is your most expensive outfit. The bonuses he's talking about is what you can see here where it says effects. So 10% combat experience, 10% skill experience, and if you have a full set, and there is a chance that you won't get penalized for dying to like mobs and stuff like that. Not PvP, just PvE. So you'd lose 1% of experience if you died in PvE, but if you've got a full set of 8 in terms of your appearance, then you might not. That, compared to the 700% you currently get, and quite often you get experience given out at least 100%, it more than covers what you'd be getting from your outfits. It definitely is not a snail's pace if you don't have an outfit. In terms of gems, I don't know where he's getting this from. You can't buy gems. So in the game, there are crystals. Yes, there are crystals. I need to actually set mine, but here they are. You buy these in game and you grind for them. You find them. Like you can just buy these with in-game money. You don't buy these from the cash shop. You can buy extra presets, but you get given 5 presets. Like I use 2 presets. I don't understand where he's got that information from, or if that's just how he thinks it works. But you can't buy these. You can't buy these from the Pearl shop. You can only buy the expansions. So, and just to clarify, which I know is going to be a massive point of the video, is people are like, oh, the outfit store, you can't obtain the outfits unless you pay real money. Of course you can. Like, don't get me wrong, I do buy a fair few outfits, as you can see here. I actually like to use them. Which brings us on to a whole other thing. We'll finish the video first and we'll come back to some of this, but I'm just giving you an example. Like, there is a good chunk of these, like the nostalgic outfits, this outfit, and this outfit, and these 2 outfits, all for free. I just got given them. I didn't pay for all of these. Anyway, let's go back to the video, and then we'll come out to covering it.
You're gonna have a terrible time leveling these skills because Pearl Abyss has designed this game to inconvenience those who don't pay to win. Now, frustratingly for me, Pearl
Pay to
Abyss
win
calls
with
these
an
purchases
outfit.
Pay for convenience, but in reality, as Kira in his video puts it, these purchases are pay to not be inconvenienced. Pearl Abyss creates arbitrary inconveniences that punish players who don't pay to win. You aren't starting at a neutral spot with the payers getting a slightly better deal. All players start at an extremely disadvantaged spot, and you have to pay to get the game that Pearl Abyss should have given you in the first place.
See, this isn't true, especially for a new player. As a new player, you always get given extra rewards for logging in. If you're a new player or a returning player, you actually get given more things for logging in. So if you bought this game for free, you more than likely are going to get some pets and an outfit for free, and some in-game currency just to get you going. I'm not quite sure. Like, don't get me wrong, I agree that there is things like the tent that do help you. They are a convenience to the point where you can progress quicker by having it. But I still played this game plenty before I got my tent, and you can still obtain like your villa buffs and stuff like that without the buff. It's longer to do things. But if I'm being completely honest, the main thing I do from my tent is, yeah, I buy some potions, but if you've got the infinite potion, then it doesn't matter. and my villa buff. But again, you can actually do that without without it. And I use my horse to put all my trash loot in. So don't get me wrong, yeah, it's a convenience.
Especially with a subscription fee. But if we gotta be real with ourselves, that's actually not that bad, because these skills that you're grinding are all PvE. You're not inconveniencing or harming anybody else, other players in the game, by buying these pay-to-win mechanics. You're just speeding up your personal process, and you're adding to the convenience of your gameplay. However, the third endless grind, in my opinion, really pushes
Come on, then,
into real scummy monetization territory.
Let's see the scumbags.
Like
Let's see what they do.
And Diablo Immortal. And that's
Diablo,
the fact that
Diablo Immortal, as if you just compared the two. Oh my
third
god.
endless grind is forced open world PvP. Essentially, once you hit level 50 in this game, you are flagged for PvP in the open world always. You can't get away from it. You can't.
I mean,
turn it
this
off.
is
It just
this is true. This is an
and
element in the
without
game.
Premium currency, you are always going to be behind the person who can spend a ton of money to level up their PvP side quickly. You can't avoid it.
Sorry.
Because it's forced PvP.
Their PvP side quicker. I don't know what is. What do you mean your PvP side quicker? So, okay. Again, like, so this is my ult. This isn't actually my main character. Your gear is it's all. I think you don't have PvP gear and PvE gear. It's there, but if you do PvP, if you're doing it in terms of like competitively, this isn't even relevant. Everybody is given equalized gear in competitive PvP. In open world PvP, like where to even begin? This is going to be a longer video than I intended. For a start off, like there are Arsha servers, okay, and so there's your normal servers. Like I'm currently on a normal server. And then there are Arsha servers, these ones. So on an Arsha server, there is no penalty for open world PvP. So if you, fair enough, you tend to find higher geared players on them servers. This is true. If you've got more gear, yeah, it's more likely you're going to win. But because there's so many other servers which aren't, it means you get punished in the game. You actually get penalised if you kill a player, which is unfair. You can challenge to a duel, but if you kill someone unfairly, you get penalised. So they get punished, and then if they die, if a player kills them and they've got negative karma, it's so bad, the punishment in terms of their whole gear can downgrade. It's not worth doing. So people will normally challenge you to a duel, and if you lose, then you move to a different spot, or you bounce servers or channels or whatever. I don't understand this. You competitive PvP is everyone gets equalized gear. You don't use your PvE gear. So I'm not sure what he means by that. I think, yeah, in terms of if I went out into the world and started grinding at polys and I'm on my ult, which I am, so if someone's on their main, yeah, okay, their gear's like to be higher, likely to win. That makes sense, but for someone to pay to win to do that with real money, for example, this tech gear I got completely for free just by playing the game, and this gear, my actual main gear, this is the equivalent of Pen Black Star. That's what that is. I didn't pay for this. I did not accumulate 133 billion by selling Pearl Shop items. I actually used all the Cronstones and Jay's hammers given to me by the game, or maybe I bought a few Cronstones with my in-game silver. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure. Don't get me wrong, along the line somewhere I may have sold a few outfits which have gone towards Caphras and stuff like that. But I highly doubt you are going to spend enough money to get to the point where you are beating players, even like from a new player to get to my gear, you'd have to spend a lot of money to get here. So
You'll get
I don't know. Yeah, that's
rolled faster than my Southern Mama's cinnamon rolls by the folks that are able to pay to win. Essentially, your whale food. Now, can you level these for free? Well, the consensus is yes, but not really.
Wait,
If
what do you
were to
mean you
grind
can't
daily
level?
for 8 hours per day, then you could potentially get to where the paid players are, but it's going to take you years. It would be really too slow to keep up with other players. That's just kind of how this game is built. However, once again, I will say this.
I'm not going to keep stopping, but
important. Some people
yeah.
really don't care about this, and I'm not saying that you should care or you.
All I'm going to say to that is it won't take you years grinding, like sorry, I think he said if you don't grind 8 hours a day, it'll be years. Either way, as Choice is literally doing now, he's doing a challenge where he's getting to like the top 5% of players within like a certain amount of days, 110 days or something like that. And yeah, if he can do it in 110 days on a completely new account on a whole new region, it is doable. And yes, he is grinding for a good amount a day, but he's set himself a limit on money. He could only spend a fixed amount, which is like the equivalent of a box price for buying a normal game. I think he said he couldn't spend more than $60, which is the price, a box price of most games now. So that's more than fair. But yeah, I don't grind 8 hours a day. In fact, I personally set myself a quote: if I'm going to be on, I try and earn 300 mil a day that I'm on the game. I'm not on the game every day of the week, like around work and stuff like that. I don't get that much days to do it. So when I'm streaming, that's when I'm grinding. Some days I'll come on for an hour. That's it.
You have to care. If you love a game that's a little bit pay to win, you don't really mind, you just think the game is gorgeous and you love the skill farming, then great. Personally, I think that it drags down the respectability of MMOs at large when big games like Black Desert Online do this. I think that if the casual gamer were to stumble onto BDO, especially since it's a very well advertised game, they might assume that all MMOs have this kind of scummy monetization, and that's frustrating.
I feel it's a bit unfair though, because you're making this video and I think you are probably targeting new players with it, or people who haven't played it yet, because it's called Should You Play in 2023. So returning players or new players is like your target audience, and you are giving them a lot of false information, so they're going to look at it and go, are all MMOs like this, without even playing it, without even trying the game? And as I can see, you're fighting Red Nose. Red Nose is the first boss in the game, and I feel if you're going to make an in-depth dive into a game called Should You Play in 2023, you should definitely at least get to the part of the game where you've unlocked enough of it and understand it enough to make a video on it. People like Lazy Peon, when they make these kind of videos, they play the game enough to progress from like the start of the game to at least the point where they can do dungeons or grind some higher spots or do some form of bosses or dark rifts or some other elements of the game. I think you should definitely play the game more and progress a little bit further before sending the video out.
I want to see more players in the MMO space, but it kind of is what it is. My biggest recommendation for BDO is to know what you're getting into. Don't play this game without knowing that at endgame, you're going to be asked to fork over a lot of cash.
I completely agree.
Stay competitive and play the game that
you should
on throughout your leveling experience.
know more about
but,
it.
Enough low notes. Let's.
It doesn't mean at endgame you are forced. I spend money on this game because I like the outfits, but I don't use the outfits to melt down for crons to then have chances to upgrade my gear. Anyway, we're gonna go more into this when I'll show you some of my responses.
Let's get to our rapid fire pros and cons for Black Desert Online. Alrighty, first of all, combat is fantastic. It is second to
We can all
none.
agree there.
Everybody should
That's
play
a
this
given.
game at least once just to experience how good and
We
fun
can
this combat
all agree
is,
there.
especially in boss fights. This game genuinely is really beautiful. Some of my camera issues aside, it could have been my screen, could have been my game processing. It's just a great game.
I mean, there's
And
many
think that
different
this
settings
stands
to
up
use in
there
this
the
game.
upper echelon with really
Many
gorgeous games like New World and Guild Wars 2. There are some really cool innovative mechanics like mastering enemy types, mount mechanics, and things like that, and that's really cool. This game also understands that mounts are really important to the player. I think that every other MMO out there could really benefit from having mounts that level with you and that you really have to take care of them.
Yeah,
It really
the mount
adds to
system
the
is
immersion
quite
of
in
the game.
depth.
The level of character
This is something I
customizability
talk about
is
quite a lot.
absolutely insane. From kind of character backstory all the way to character appearance is really, really impressive.
Yeah.
And the number of classes means that you're going to be able to play this game in a lot
So yeah,
of
but
different ways
all of those stuff
multiple
is stuff you
times
can
in your
learn
life.
within
I
the
do really
first
love that
half
there's
an
a
hour of the
world
game.
switcher. I know this is kind of probably a minor point for a lot of people, but being someone who streams games on Twitch a lot and plays with a lot of different people from around the world, this
Yeah,
is a
again,
really
like
nice thing that will
it's
allow
it's
me to
it's
play
good that
my
he's
games.
recognizing the good points, but this is good points that you can recognize these good points in the game within the first hour. All of these elements you would have picked up on.
Availability on all
So-
platforms is a big plus. I personally have been playing a lot of old school RuneScape, and the ability to go from my computer to the couch is a really, really good thing. And in my brief time with BDO on mobile, it plays really well. Now the cons.
I'm saying it's available on all platforms. It is available on console and PC. Black Desert Mobile is a different game. It is the same world. It has a lot of the same aspects, but do not be fooled. You cannot log into your account on Black Desert Mobile, hope to control a character you've made on PC. They are two different games. So they're both very good. I like Black Desert Mobile. Again, not really had to spend any money on that game. They give you many things for free. But yeah, they're not the same game.
The most obvious one is the create a problem and sell the solution monetization. It's a really big bummer. Again, some people don't care about it. Some people call it pay for convenience.
I'm quite enjoying.
Bummer that it's in this game.
Gonna
The
show
mobile
you
game
guys some
mechanics on my
stuff.
PC screen just need to go away. They need to put that all under one little tab that is openable only if you want it to be opened, because it really takes away from the immersion of this game. The UI is really unintuitive.
Okay, that's fair. UI and immersion. Everyone has preferences on that, so yeah, being able to remove. But you can fully customize your UI in Black Desert. But yeah, like if that's a preference, then yeah, fair enough. Everyone has a preference on that. That's fair.
First, there's just too much going on in the UI. It's kind of
Like, I don't
hard
agree
to
with it,
know
but I
where to
understand
look.
it.
It is
His perspective is that.
customizable pretty slightly. I wish it was resizable, but it is pretty unintuitive right away. The story is just kind of so-so. Most people just R-spam through the whole thing, which is
I
cool,
R-spam.
that's an option, but it is kind of a shame
Completely.
because this game is really beautiful, and I'd
I
love
completely
to have a
R-spam.
beautiful story to go along with it. The cutscenes in this game do make it feel very choppy, going from dialogue cutscene to actual cutscene, back to dialogue cutscene, over to combat. It's a lot of jumping, and it doesn't really make the game feel very immersive.
I'm not gonna say too
my
much on this
fellow MMO
because I kind of I agree. Like I didn't. What else is going to be said?
Beloved members of MMO Erica Congress, I would like to deliver to you today the true state of Black Desert Online. In
See, that's the thing. I don't think it's the
Overall,
true state.
of Black Desert Online is both very strong and extraordinarily weak simultaneously. It's a story of contradictions and complicated controversies. Black Desert seems to polarize its potential audience to two extremes in the ways that most other MMOs don't. If you dislike this game, you will hate it nearly completely. But if you love it, you'll become a die-hard fan.
But isn't that just what it's like for everything? Like, I think I know what he's trying to say. Like, if you were hooked on this game, you are hooked on it. Like, you want to play it all the time. If you don't like it, you completely despise it. But I don't know. Yeah, but it's a unique MMO. So yeah, when I started playing it was very different from other ones, and I kind of realised then it was the thing I'd been missing that I didn't even know I wanted. But
this game currently has a boatload of players in the world, making it feel alive and active. Pearl Abyss
that's
has done
true.
a great job of keeping the game up to date with new classes like the newest Meiju class, seasonal events, and an updated new player experience. In the things that it does well, like combat, visuals, and music, it does it really well.
Yeah.
It is truly best in slot in some of those spaces, especially in combat and visuals. But when things are bad, they're awful. The UI is the worst I've ever seen in a AAA MMO, and that's not even a bit of an exaggeration.
I think it is an exaggeration. That's the thing. And I know people are going to watch this and say, you just are, you're obsessed with BDO, you love BDO, you know, defend it even when it's wrong and all that kind of stuff. But if you've ever watched my stream, you will know how much I am freely complaining about anything in this game which I don't agree with. I'm very vocal if I have something in the game which I don't think should be there. But I think complaining that much about the UI when you can customize it, I just think it's just picking something small and trying to make it sound outrageous.
Story is so lackluster that the community has made a meme of it. The mobile layout and scummy monetization practices.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
There
There is
shame,
kind of a meme with the
underneath that garbage veneer, there's a genuinely awesome game with so much potential for innovation in the MMO space. So the question is, should you play this game in 2023?
Yes.
Well, it's largely going to depend on you as a player.
Of course it is.
If you just
Same with
have
everything.
to have that perfect combination of Korean grind machine MMO, incredible combat, and you don't mind forking over a ton of cash, this game
You don't have to fork over a ton of cash.
really might be for you. However, in a world of incredible MMOs that can take so many of those desired elements and make them incredible, like Final Fantasy XIV and New World, without the scummy monetization practices, I can't
See, I mean, New World's a whole different kettle of fish, isn't it?
really in good conscience say that this game is in any other category than a void until they decide to change the way they disrespect their player base with their awful monetization practices.
Okay, I'm going to
Black Desert
enjoy
Online
going into
truly
this.
is a game that requires the user to look at the positives while wearing horse blinders to experience the game's true magic. The elements of scummy monetization and mobile game UI are truly a shame because BDO brings multiple needed innovations and improvements to the MMO genre that it sorely needs. My sincere hope is that eventually we get a game with the incredible combat, stunning visuals, and sweeping music
Where I don't have to pay anything.
just in a different game. Thanks for watching.
Okay, right. Where to begin with this? Where do we begin with this? There's quite a lot to unpack there. Probably should have broke it down in bits as we was going, but I know I did some. Of it already. So in terms of we've already covered the PvP side and the statements of kind of you needing to spend loads of money for leveling and stuff like that. First off the bat, value pack. Let's address value pack, shall we? Value pack, fair enough. Yes, value pack is the essentially a subscription. So like games, World of Warcraft, where it's essential to have one to play the game. This is not essential, as in it is a buff where your account gets these buffs for the amount of time that you've got value pack on. You don't need to buy this to play the game. You don't need to spend real money to play the game because it's free most of the time, as I've said many times. And it's very cheap to buy, may I say. It's a very cheap box price. So unlike World of Warcraft, where it's essential, even ESO again it's not needed, but there is a hefty box price per DLC even for ESO and stuff like that. Let me break this down. Now please stick around for this because I think it's only fair if we watched that. Got to stick to the other side. BDO can be bought for very cheap and has free updates all the time, as in every single update, every new area in the game. So Eternal Winter, this whole region that got added down here, all these extra mob zones to grind, and quest line, a whole new quest line, which yes, I don't pay attention to quest lines, but I did with this one. I actually, when it first dropped, did an entire stream dedicated to playing through it, not skipping anything. Yes, there is a meme with BDO and like pressing the R button, but I didn't with this area. I actually wanted to enjoy it, and I did. Then there's the Magnus quest line. I enjoyed that. I didn't skip it. I actually enjoyed it. Get really good gear as well for doing it, and again, lots of new features completely for free. So, let's say you got this game for £7. Oh, what did you do? You had to pay £7 to play a game, which in the years I've been playing it, I've still not even discovered the entire map. It's insane how big it is. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. Insane how big the game is, in my opinion. And you can now fast travel. Again, a free update, so you don't have to pay for your updates. Yes, you go to the Pearl shop and you can buy a value pack. Okay, it's currently cheap. So this, your pearls, it's less than $15 because, or is it? Anyway, I think it's a bit less, and it depends where you are in the world and all that kind of stuff. But the reason I don't know the price, and this is where the massive kind of penny drops. I've never directly bought a value pack in this game. I've been playing for years, and literally, as in, I've logged into this game pretty much every single day. For I don't know exactly how long I've been playing. I'm gonna say for 3 years, and I've never directly bought a value pack. I do spend money on this game. And I spend money on the outfits because I like the outfits in the game, and because I'm not forced to spend money each month on a subscription and on updates. I enjoy the content, so every now and again I drop some money and get some new outfits or something like that. I normally get packs when there's like a special deal on or something, and yes, they throw in value packs a lot of the time with them. Or value packs are thrown in with the different editions of the game, the DLC from your marketplace, like Steam or Pearl Abysses. On top of that, you also just get them for free. So every now and again, there'll be an event, there'll be a special occasion, whether it's Christmas, Valentine's Day, Halloween, spring, like the start, like anything like that. You get a week of value pack for free, and then the other buffs here as well. So there's free buffs here on talked about. One, there are indeed free buffs. I completely agree. Free buffs seems a little excessive. But again, I've not directly ever paid for them. And look how many I have left in storage. And I have the other buff, and this is just on one character. Like, fair enough, I spend money on certain things in the game, and I happen to get these things for free. I also get some of these just from the loot boxes earned in-game, and some of them thrown in with, like I said, with other bundles. So yes, I do spend money on this game, but I get a lot for what I pay for. Most of the time I get things at half price. I actually buy things on the sales. But you guys are here because you want the free things. You want to know if you can play this game completely for free. You can. Yes, if you didn't have value pack on, you'd have less inventory space and stuff like that. And I bet you're thinking, yeah, but you'll get less money from the marketplace as well when you sell. This is true. But we have something called a loyalty shop. So you earn loyalty points just from logging into the game. And what some people do is they will save up and they'll get all the items they're going to sell, and they'll put it on the marketplace, and they'll activate a value pack. So I currently have 31,000 loyalty points just by playing the game. So some people will come on and they'll buy the buffs for when they're going to be on, and they'll activate them on the day when they're selling their items, so they get the most money out of it. The other buffs, again, unless like you've filled your inventory in like your central market warehouse and stuff like that, you can play the game without. Again, the buffs you get, they're not groundbreaking. So like item drop rate 20%, yeah, that sounds great, but you can also get item drop rate buffs just from other aspects of the game. Like you don't need the buff on, and you do get scrolls just given to you for logging into the game as well. And if you activate that value pack as well, you'll get given some in-game loot scrolls. So yeah, comparing to other MMOs which make you pay for subscription, I feel you get more for your money's worth if you do spend money in BDO. In terms of paying to win, I buy outfits, and just to show you that I'm not using them to pay to win, they're all here in my storage. I actually use these on my characters, so I only get that like 10% bonus experience on the characters wearing them. I'm not breaking them down for crons, which you need to attempt to upgrade your gear. And that's the important word, it's attempting. You have a chance to upgrade your gear per attempt. If you fail it, you're not paying to win, you're just getting more chances out of it. I spend money on the game. Not spending it to upgrade my gear. I'm just buying outfits, which is completely fine. But I have quite a lot of stuff just given to me in this game where I can play it comfortably. Like I said, all these like buffs and stuff like that. Some of them will have come from loot drops. I like from boxes. You get RNG boxes from the Pearl shop that might be thrown in with like a bundle. So yeah, some of them would have been drops. A lot of things though, even like the coupons here for expansions, I've just been given by logging into the game as like bonuses. When they have events, they tend to give outfit boxes away for the events, so a lot of these have just come from events as well. So all in all, in this game, PvP I've addressed. Yeah, of course, open world PvP, if someone's more geared than you, they're an advantage and they might kill you, but if you're not an Archer, then they're going to get punished anyway, because all it takes is another player to kill them. A lot of players don't want to be in negative karma, and if they do, it's so easy to transfer channels in this game, and there's quite a lot of grind spots. Like it's not going to ruin your day, so it's not worth, like, especially because competitive, completely separate, like I said. In terms of the statement of needing to pay a lot of money, I do it by choice. If you didn't spend any money in this game, you would still get the updates for free, and you still have the chance to get value packs and stuff like that. I still have, because I chose to get the DLC whilst it was on offer, you get a lot of value for your money. So for example, on this character, I have the DLC box still, and that gives you 15 days with all the buffs and some pearls and stuff like that. Pearl box, like, I got it pretty cheap, and that gives you quite a lot of stuff to start with. If them buffs ran out, it wouldn't be the end of the world. You could still play the game. You'd lose some money on your taxes if you were selling items in the central market. So, like, if this sold and I didn't have my value pack on, I'd lose money. Like, I'd lose some money through the taxes. But if you got your value pack on, you do get extra silver from it. So you've just got to be smart when you're selling it if you're not going to be paying. But if you're not paying any money towards a game, any money at all, and you're playing it to the point where you feel you should be using buffs, I kind of feel you're asking too much. And I've already addressed that, like, if you wanted my gear, okay, if you were going to log in and go, I'm a new player, I want Pen Blackstar. For you to come in and buy Pen Blackstar, let's just pick a random character and go to Pen Blackstar. It's 5 for sale. You look, minimum here 143 billion silver is what you would be paying. Let me show you how much a premium outfit box sells for. Let's just find what's already open. There we go. So you could sell that for like, I think it's like 840 million. And obviously you still get taxed on that a little bit as well, even with a value pack. If it's got a T on it, actually you don't, so that would sell at full. Are you really going to log in and buy? So you would need more than that. Let's be generous and say you needed 140. No, that's not even, yeah. Don't even cut it. Are you really going to log in and do that? You're going to come in and you're going to buy. Yeah, fair enough, they have offers on sometimes, so you might go, oh wow, look, I can get all of these premium boxes for this price now. That's still $150. And that's for 7. So can you see where I'm going with this? For you to be classed as paying to win, fair enough. You might get to that point. Like it'd be relatively easy to level to the same as a season player, like with just Pen 2 Vala gear or Tech Boss gear. If you sold some of these, you would very quickly be able to catch up to one of them players. But it's just not worth spending that much money when you can just do the season for free and get the same gear. The new player experience in this game has improved so much, and I feel a lot of people are watching old videos and then just classing that as current facts, and then they're going in with a negative idea and thinking, I'll make content on this video, on this game, and I think I can get some views because I'm being a bit angsty, I'm giving it some negative comments. And fair enough if that's what you're doing, but if you're genuinely trying to make content on the game, I think you should probably play the game for more than half an hour, because to get to Red Nose and wherever else, like he was in the video, it's literally so little time put into the game to do that. You should at least be getting to the point where you've played it enough to be at a reasonable level, and just have season. Like, this is an alt, so this gear is obtainable just by leveling to 61, playing through some of the story, and on a season character, you'll get this kind of gear. Fair enough, this one item is from getting to level 62, but you still get Composure accessories from leveling. So, yeah, in terms of UI and stuff like that, I don't think it's crazy. Like, click down here for some free in-game stuff. When he did this at the start of the video, which I know you guys missed, like, he treated it like this was a negative. Somehow, it's literally giving you free in-game stuff. Like, it's literally a free minigame to get free in-game gear. Now, if you accumulated all of the stuff from this, which you do, I always find some good stuff in here which I've accumulated for free by playing that game. So, like, some of this is your login rewards and stuff like that, fair enough. But this stuff here, in this box alone, is the silver I obtain just by what I earn a day from doing nothing. Just accumulates based on, like, your family's level, fame. Cronstones, I've got a value pack here. This stuff helps improve your stat. Like, there's so many useful items in here. Free pet, another free pet. This isn't stuff I've paid for. Two free pets. Like, you are given another free pet, and that's actually a really cool one, and I could sell that if I wanted. More Cronstones, not a lot of Cronstones, fair enough, but I've already taken all the ones I needed out. There is so much stuff this game gives you for free. I think having a tiny section in my corner of my screen here telling me that I have Dark Rifts to do, which again are very good to do them every week. You normally get some accessories from doing that. The Black Spirit Space just tells me how many items I've got in there. My challenge tab very helpful. You get a lot of good gear from doing your challenge tabs. So, like, for the amount of time you've played in the game, look at that. Like, I've already claimed all my other ones. So anything up to the current point of, like, I'm like nearly 6,000 hours, so I've already claimed all the other stuff. But yeah, just for leveling your character, you're getting stuff for free. Logging in, you get stuff for free. Like, he missed all of this out. Look, loot scrolls to help you level up, way more experience than if you had a premium outfit on. And this is for free every single day. It's not an event, it's just every day, and then there's another one for every day. More materials and stuff like that. It's just for leveling, gives me stuff to help me progress with life skilling even more. I could go on all day. I could go through this literally all day, explaining what each item does and how good it is. I think this tiny little UI is not much, especially like all this UI I can get rid of if I wanted. The stuff at the top of the screen is just important information. It's just accessible. It's like, oh, I need my maids. There we are, boom. Or, which buffs have we currently got on today? That's fine. I can get rid of this box if I want. I can get rid of this. My skills, I can move everything. I can get rid of the UI completely if I wanted. Like, do you know what I mean? You can... I can play the game like this if I want. And I know I sound like I'm going off on a proper tangent and a proper rant. It's just, it gets to the point in this game where you kind of get fed up of people coming in who aren't very experienced in the game, and they just try and degrade it, and like with the whole, oh, how they disrespect their players. Let me just remind you that Cacao Games that used to publish this game no longer do. Pearl Abyss actually fully run their own game now. That's why all the updates since then have been solid updates. Fair enough, there was the controversy that the shy character class is the only one that can dance. Fair enough. There's been a few updates that have come out where even I've been displeased. They removed the snowboarding mount. This is true. Whoop-de-doo. Like, they removed a snowboard from the game, which I was looking forward to, but they added an entire new region. They're also in the middle of prepping the launch of a whole new region, which again will be free. I have many alts, and I can play them freely, and they're geared. Like, you know, pretty well geared for an alt and stuff like that. They can do world bosses. I don't feel restricted. If I was really upset and I went out into the world and someone was trying to bully me out of a spot, I would just stay at the spot and outgrind them, and then it's not worth their time, so they would move on. Because then it's not worth them getting to negative karma. Or they'd hop on Archer if that's what the kind of gameplay they wanted. Endgame is what you make it in this game. My first goal in the game was to get a Doom mount. That's not mine, but I do have one. And that was my first goal. I've been setting goals ever since, and I still do, because the game lets me do that, and I can still kind of have plenty of freedom in picking this. So, yes, the game has 3 optional buffs. I agree. I think they should all just be put into one buff. I actually agree with this, but this wasn't even a point that he made. I think it's a fair amount if the game is a live service game that has free updates. I think it's fair to have an optional subscription. Now, saying it had its cake and ate it and all that kind of stuff, ESO is a game that does that, because it has box price, optional subscription, RNG boxes, and like World of Warcraft. Actually, fair enough, World of Warcraft's worse than ESO because they have box price and mandatory. Like, you have to have the subscription, and it has a cash shop. So there's games like that that exist, but oh no, Pearl Abyss throws some outfits in, and it's instantly pay to win. Like, don't get me wrong, I know it is classed as pay to win. I'm not arguing that point. I'm arguing the degree, as in I can't just spend money and go, oh, I'm going to throw 50 quid at this game and I'm going to get the best weapon in the game. You can't do that. You just can't. So yeah, buying some outfits optionally, which again you can get in game, because another thing he didn't mention is actually that you can go to the pearl section of the in-game market and you can buy outfits, and you'll see that there is none available. You still get them. Basically all it means is people have put pre-orders, so this outfit, someone goes here, it tells you how many orders they are, you put it here, and it just means if someone's got that outfit and they want to whale, you know, people who don't want to spend real money still have a chance to get the premium outfits. Then a lot of people, yeah, they'll melt them down for crons because it is technically you get more crons for your money. So some people do that for a chance to upgrade their gear. I accept these things. I accept that it is classed as pay to win. I obviously would class it more as a convenience than a paying to win, because in order to win at this game you'd have to be getting to like the 5%, you know, like top 5% of gear. So, but the gear I've got, yeah, like I didn't spend money on this. I used the free crons and the free J's hammers I was given by the game, and that's how I got my pen Blackstar. So it is what it is. People are going to hate the game. Some people are going to love the game. I completely agree with what is said about you shouldn't really go by how you judge a person on like the games to play. I completely agree on that. I completely agree with that kind of stuff, and he did make some good points. And like I said, even I think there's some stuff that should be merged together, like the free buffs should just be one, and you just pay the same amount, but you get all free buffs. That would make more sense to me. I don't think it's a crime for them to have that there, and again, like I said, I've never, in my 3 years of playing the game, I've never directly paid for it. Ever. I've been given a lot of them, and I've got them from buying other things in the game, but I've never directly had to pay for one. So, it is what it is. I've covered that you can still obtain gear without melting down your outfits and stuff like that. I just don't think you should spread false information about an MMO. I think that's a reasonable thing to say, that some of the stuff was just either completely not true or it was just like mistaken somewhat. There was some errors. I think he took a lot of his information from other creators that have played the game more in depth, but they've played the game more in depth 2 years ago or something, and have probably not been playing it since. I'm going by the game as it currently stands, which is what he did in his video as a 2023 video. So I hope this has been helpful and it's not been too boring, just me ranting. Sorry there hasn't really been any good gameplay, it's just easy for me to show you guys things if we're like here. But I think we've covered most things now, so I'm gonna leave it there, I'm afraid. So anyway guys, as always, please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next stream or the next video. Bye for now.